Today on Faces of Florence, Tammy Clark. If you live in the Florence area, there's no doubt that you've seen the Savvy Mag. Today we talk with Tammy Clark about her journey towards publishing, the beginnings of Savvy, and the nonprofit she helped to create in memory of her beloved niece, Hanna.
Hey, welcome. We're so glad you found us. Radio Free is a 24-hour Christian mix radio station broadcasting right here out of Florence, South Carolina. So when you're driving around town, remember to tune it in to 92.5. And if you're outside of the Florence area, you can listen 24 hours a day at radiofree.cc.
Tammy Clark, welcome to Faces of Florence.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a kind of a new project for us here at Radio Free. We are a radio station, obviously, but we've got some multimedia stuff happening, and people love to engage with visuals these days.
Yes.
So we've been kind of undergoing this new series to help connect the dots with people here in Florence, to get to know each other. And there's so many great people here in Florence. I think you can agree with that. And you are in that group for sure.
Thank you.
And so we're glad to have you here. You are the publisher for the Savvy magazine here in Florence. And I think a lot of people know about the Savvy Mag, but maybe they don't know you as well.
Yes, I tried to stay behind the scenes.
Right. Well, you're out front today. So usually I like to start these conversations with just some of the basics.
Okay.
Can you tell us a little bit about where you're from, how you got to where you are today?
Okay, yep. I love telling the story. So I am from here originally. I graduated from West Florence High School, class of '89. I actually will be the big 5-0 next month, so I'm just telling my age. But so I went on to Francis Marion, pursued a business degree. Didn't really know what I wanted to do. It was just time to pick my degree, so I just went into management. And at the time when I first graduated, I worked for the city of Florence for the Mayor Willis back in the day and Mr. Tommy Edwards. And I worked there until I found a job with business management. So that first job was the Bath and Body Works when it opened up at the Magnolia Mall. I helped open that store. So one day, Mr. Willis calls me, and he was bringing a magazine to town called the Business Journal at the time. And he said, I think you would be a really good salesperson. I'm like, no, not me. I'm like, I think salespeople, they bug you and that kind of thing. But anyway, I went for it and started my career in advertising sales. At that point, I was in my mid-20s. And since then, I have continued to stay in sales, mostly in advertising, and then got, back in the day, there was no internet. I didn't even have a cell phone for my first sales job. So things changed, and eventually traveled around some, moved back here, and went into some corporate sales. And I did actually uniform sales for a while, for 8 years. And when you're working in corporate sales and you're having children and trying to do everything, things start changing, and you want to be with your family, and there's demands with sales jobs. So I prayed about it a lot, and I had this idea in the back of my head about doing a magazine in Florence, and probably for a few years. And because in my travels, I had seen different types of publications like that, but mostly in your bigger metro areas. Yeah. But I was like, you know what, I think Florence can handle one of these. Yeah. So I kept thinking about it and praying about it, and my daughter was getting ready to start kindergarten. And I was like, I think it's time, because if not, I'm not going to be able to take her to school like I want to, pick her up from school, go to her programs at school, go volunteer in class, because you can't do that when you're
working for the man.
You're working for the man. Yeah. So I jumped off and did it, and the Lord has been very good to us and blessed us, and we're going into our 9th year now. Yeah.
That's incredible. That's so great. Well, tell me what gave you the courage to do that, because that's a big step. I mean, you had obviously some experience, some specific experience, but jumping into it like that is a big deal.
I had a lot of faith.
Yeah, there you go.
I did have a lot of faith. The Lord was giving me signs to just go ahead and do it, and I was like, you know what? I'm not too old that I can't go back and get back in the corporate sales world. Somebody will hire me, I hope. But before I jumped out, I started calling some friends or some business owners that I have done business with, either in the advertising world or with the uniform industry. And some of my good clients, they were like, Tammy, if you do it, I'm advertising with you.
Wow.
So, and then I sought out some networking opportunities and some groups and contacted some of you look at who are the leaders and you're like, okay, I want to be around people like that if I'm going to succeed. So I contacted some of those people in Florence, and they were so good to me and helped me get in the right organizations to get started. So I joined a B&I group that had a lot of great people in it, and some of those are still advertising with me today, still. Yeah, I think some of them have never missed an issue, yeah.
Wow, wow. So. Well, let's talk about the concept for a second, because it's one of those magazines that it seems to me like across the board people are excited about it, because it's really got a little bit of everything in there. But tell me, I was trying to do a little research before you got here and just kind of see what I could learn here, but it's really an interesting mix of things.
It is, and it has evolved to that. Yeah. I think when I originally started it, I was thinking more of a call to action, offer, coupon. Someone's going to see what their results are going to be and that kind of thing. So it kind of started out that way. And then I didn't want to be a coupon magazine. I wanted it to be, way more than that. So we slowly changed the look. We changed the logo. Tried to capture a different, just a different group of advertisers. And so we went after that. So now you look in there, rarely do you see coupons in there, but you do, and they get great results. But we have a lot of medical businesses in there. We have our calendar of events that we do every month in there.
I go right to that.
I know. A lot of people, they're like, look, I told you it's on my refrigerator. So I love that. We do the Talk of Town pages, which we get pictures of people, like you're talking about visuals. People love, they do. They love to engage, and they love to be able to look in there and see their family in there, or oh, I know so-and-so. So we love, getting pictures from people, and I usually get those submitted from Facebook. I just go say, hey, we're going to do this month, and so we get a lot of engagement like that. And so we just keep trying to come up with new ideas and add fun things, and
Well, there are stories, focus features, I guess, in there on the regular basis. And they're again all over the map.
Yes.
What's the science behind that?
Honestly, I think it's God. He puts certain things in our path, and then we're like, oh my goodness, we got to do a story on them. Oh my goodness, they're impacting so many people. No one knows about them. We got to tell about that. So whatever is I'm feeling, that's kind of what's happening. There's no rhyme or reason half the time. We're always looking for good stories to tell about people and how we can give back to the community. And we do a community section for our nonprofits, so we're always telling about what they've got going on, and
Well, that's the giving back to the community is sort of the heart of what we're trying to do here. That's Radio Free is a nonprofit as well, and so we try to use our resources to give back to the community, and we are trying to highlight people who are doing the same thing. You guys are. Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay.
I think you and I know kind of what the source of that is, but for somebody listening who's like, why would you want to spend so much time giving back? Like, what is that about for you? What's
oh my
your
God,
heart
say everything. You made me cry. That's what it's all about. I'm like, I always look back and think that the Lord gave me this business, and this is not my business. This is His business. And what I do with it needs to glorify Him, and giving back is just who I am. I wouldn't even know how not to do that. That's the feel good stuff right there. Yeah.
Well, that's inspirational, and we hope that one of the things we hope that will happen from this series is that people will get inspired to do the same thing, to follow suit. And sometimes you just need a little push, and so. With that in mind, let's talk about your nonprofit.
Okay.
Again, talking about crying. Yeah, right. Let's talk a little bit about that and about what we need to know about that.
Okay.
So we can support you guys.
Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah. Well, and my bracelet is Shine Your Light for Hanna, number 13. So my niece, Hanna Skipper, tragically passed away in September of 2018. At 17 years old, she was a senior star softball player at West Florence, just beautiful energy, beautiful soul. I know your daughter knew her. Yes, I have pictures of your daughter at a birthday party at my house, actually. But anyway, after that happened, I knew the Lord had, he called me to, there's no way I could not do something to keep her light shining.
Right.
And Hannah's soul was just so beautiful. She was so good with children and special needs kids. And she worked with them at West Florence. I mean, she just did so much. And at Christmas time, that was like her favorite thing, to give back to people in need. And the homeless, she loved homeless people. I mean, she would like call her mom, I've got to turn around and do you have some money on you? I've got to go give this man some money. She just had a giving heart. So it was only natural that immediately I knew we had to do something in her honor. And to begin with, we went straight to West Florence. I'm like, how can I get this field named after her? But what can I do? Yeah. She's got to be out there on that ball field. And the community was amazing. We started the foundation, and we got approved right away for a nonprofit. I mean, everything, the Lord just had a plan. Yeah, everything fell into place, and we were able to raise enough money to get a new scoreboard out there in her honor. So that was like our first thing, and it was wonderful. And we had the Hanna Skipper Fun Day, and we've only been able to have one because of COVID, but we're planning another one. So far, we're going to try to do it April 17th if everything works out. But that's more of just, it's not even a fundraising day for us. It's just more of a way for everybody to get together and just be one and shine her light. And so we'll do some, remember, yes. So since then, we have tried to do things that were something that meant something to Hannah. So we were able to put up a shelter over the prayer garden at House of Hope. That was, and we found some amazing donors who just came right over there and did something way better than we had even anticipated. So that was beautiful to be able to have that, because Hannah would have just loved that. So that was awesome. And we worked with Brian Braddock on that, and he's amazing. So we've done a lot with House of Hope. We have given back at Christmas time. So just whatever we can do or are inspired to do through her foundation is what we're doing. Right now, we're doing a food can drive for Help for Kids. We started last year because Hannah's birthday falls right along with Childhood Hunger Awareness Week, which was last week.
That's not by accident, I'm guessing.
So her birthday was Monday. She would have been 20. So right now, I think we've already collected over 2,000 cans. Yeah, at the Savvy Mag office. So I just left there and we have people bringing by stuff, and it's just beautiful. And so the interaction we get from that, and my sister Tiffany, who's Hannah's mom, she this is just wonderful to her soul to be able to give back in her daughter's name. So
it's the Hanna Skipper Foundation.
The Hanna Skipper Foundation, yes.
If people want more information about that and get
involved.
Facebook. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Look up Hanna Skipper Foundation. And the foundation is kind of loose as far as what you want to do with.
Yes, we're still evolving.
Which again is probably
it's great. We pray about it and things will just land in our lap. I'm like, okay, that's what we need to do. And we've given some scholarships and just giving back to different things, and it's great. Yeah.
That's exciting. Well, we're gonna be praying that this year we can get that fun day back up and running.
Yes,
and keep that awareness up of Hannah and her memory. She was a beautiful, beautiful person for sure. Well, let's talk a little bit about the future, Tammy.
Okay.
What do you see? You've got 2 young kids growing up. The magazine is morphing and growing. Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
Funny you say that. I've been asking, my daughter's 13, and I'm like, Emma, I'm going to need your help because all the new stuff coming. And she's like, can I work for you? Can I work for you? I'm like, absolutely.
All right.
So I hope I have a little publisher on my hands. And,
that's cool.
She's really into graphics and stuff like that.
Really?
So she is, I'm like hoping she can come along and help me do some things. But I see a lot more of what you're talking about, the visual. I mean, our magazine is visual, but everybody talks about, print is dead. And I'm like, it's not dead. No, it's not. No, it's not yet. No. So, fortunately, we still have a generation that loves to touch and feel and hold things. And So I'm very thankful for that. But we do see the value in social media and the web, websites and just all of that stuff. So we do have a digital issue, and we're looking to offer more things to our customers with some social campaigns and things like that. I mean, we're already creating graphics, so why not just marry the two and start working with those things? So I see an online future for us as well.
Well, that's exciting, and that's the deal. You got to embrace it.
You got to,
even if you don't know what you're doing.
No,
go forward.
I'm just going to dig in and try.
Well, I really appreciate what you're doing here, and I appreciate your heart for the community, because, like I said, we are really trying to partner with other people who feel the same way. If you were going to share with some of our viewers something that inspires you, something like a resource that you use, is there like a book you could recommend, or a podcast, or a show, or anything like that? I usually like to end on that.
Yeah, I do devotionals every day. So
you have a particular devotional you go
I love
with?
Jesus is Calling.
Okay.
That sets my tone for the day. So I'm going to say, I'll look at different ones, but that's the book I keep with me at all times. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, we'll add links to that along with this, and also Savvy Mag. What's the website for Savvy Mag?
It is thesavvymag.com.
There you go. Easy enough. Easy enough. And we'll add links to that as well.
Okay.
Well, Tammy, I just want to say thank you so much for spending time with me today.
Thank you.